Hello traders and welcome to another video review. Today is Friday, July 12, 2024. Let's find out what's going on the Forex economic calendar today. Overnight data released from the New Zealand showed the deterioration of the business PMI and deterioration of the electronic card retail sales, both in New Zealand. Bunch of data from China, trade balance, imports and exports, mixed bag of data. Some of them are better, like exports, some of them were worse, like imports, so it needs to be digested by the market participants. Industrial production in Japan is better than expected, 3.6% versus the forecast of 2.8%. During the London session, we will have the plenty of data from the Eurozone in form of the CPI from different countries. And then at 2:30 we got the PPI data and core PPI data from the US. From Canada we will have the building permits scheduled for release at 2:30. Then we got Michigan inflation expectations and the consumer sentiment and consumer expectations. All of this data are scheduled for release at 4 p.m. Barker, Hughes oil rig count and total rig count is scheduled for release at 7 p.m. and this is the last important data for today. So pretty busy trading day as for Friday, and some data were published overnight. This is the reason why we are going to take a look at the technical part. Right now we are going to start with the euro dollar. Euro dollar 30-minute chart is showing us a breakout above the level of 1.0853 up towards the level of 1.09 and then slight deterioration towards the level of 1.0868. If we switch to the 4-hour chart, we can still see that our arrow and our scenario arrow is right again. As it shows the direction to the upside, targeting of course this swing high here. Let me just move it. This swing high here, 1.0917 from June 4th. Nevertheless, we missed 4 pips with this movement to the upside before the dark cloud cover candlestick pattern was made. So right now this situation here is known, so we don't need any arrow right now. Our target arrow is still at the level of 1.0918. So this is the target for the bulls, and as long as we trade above this the 50 periods moving average, this scenario is valid. So 2 levels will now switch the sides. This used to be a technical resistance. Now the level of 1.0846 will be technical support, and 1.0854 will be the technical support as well. Please notice that we are trading above the 50 and 100 periods moving average, but the momentum here on the 4-hour chart is pointing to the downside. However, it's still strong and positive. We just came off of the extremely overbought market conditions. During this spike to the upside, the RSI hit the level of 79 points, almost 80, and that's the reason why we see this bearish engulfing pattern, because the market is cooling off and coming off the extremely overbought conditions. What will happen in the future? Most likely this technical support at 1.0854 and 1.0845 will hold the bearish pressure, and the market will be ready to continue the up move. So that's the situation on the euro dollar. Let's find out what's going on the US dollar to the Japanese yen. Because of the Japanese data, as you can see, we have very big slide here. So our scenario that was pointing the continuation of the US dollar versus the Japanese yen market has been inactivated, and right now you can, if we zoom out to the situation, we can see that possibly there was some kind of a intervention from the Bank of Japan again, but it's not yet confirmed. We broke below 50 and 100 periods moving average. We broke below 160 160.28 level and 160 level as well. So those two will be now the technical resistance level. Let's just find out what is the new low. The new low was made at 157.45, and we will mark this level here. Okay, this might be important level because it's just below the technical support. If we just take a look here, there was interesting technical support located at 157.72. We just tested it again. You can see it a few hours later, and currently the market is of course trying to bounce from the extremely oversold conditions back up towards the level of 50 or maybe even 70. So we got long down shadows here, lower shadows, and the market is as you can see, is trying to get back on the track. Of course, the longer time frame trend is still up, and the bulls are in charge of the market. However, in the short term, we got this slight lower. Possibly this is some kind of a even intervention of the Bank of Japan, but as I said, this is not confirmed yet. And now we are closed between the technical resistance, which might be very important these days. That zone just above the level of 160, and of course we might see some sort of the problem, some sort of the rejection when the market will try to break above this level. So please keep an eye on the current situation here. It might develop very soon, and because the lower shadows are being bought back up, we can see that the bulls are still trying to get back on the track. We will see how this will happen in the future. Let's switch to the other yen related markets to see whether those markets see something similar. There you go. This is the euro to the Japanese yen market, down from 175 to 175.37 to 172.52. So another very nice slide to the downside, as you can see. So that's not an isolated event that is taking place on the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. It looks like the Japanese yen is a little bit straightening across the board. Let's take a look at the British pound. British pound to the Japanese yen, again the same situation, the same pattern, down from 208.08 to 204.93, as you can see, down from the extremely overbought conditions to almost extremely oversold. Right now it's trading above the 200 periods moving average, but this moving average has been tested already, and it looks like a very nice correction, very of course sharp and dynamic correction to the downside on all of the Japanese yen related markets. Now we are just waiting for these markets to continue the uptrend, because in the background it's obvious that the trend is up, and we've seen this kind of a slides and bumps and humps across the road. So that's nothing new on the British pound versus the Japanese yen, or euro to the Japanese yen, or even US dollar to the Japanese yen. The trend on all of these markets, it's still up. And so far this kind of a movement cannot change it just yet. All right, last but not least, let's take a look at the Bitcoin. As usual, what do we see here? We see that the Bitcoin is still struggling with this black trend line. So this black trend line has been making pressure on the bulls, as they cannot so far break above this level. We got another attempt to break out, but it failed, and we got some sort of the engulfing pattern taking place here, and currently we went lower to test the 50 periods moving average, roughly around 56,868, and now the market is trading just around this level and just below the level of 50 at the level of 47. So It's not that bad yet. Nevertheless, it doesn't actually look like the Bitcoin bulls have the strength to move higher and continue the up move. So far, they failed twice already to break above the black trend line, and then there is straight on the next technical resistance 59,914 that needs to be violated in order to continue the up move. So the situation on the Bitcoin is still looking slightly bearish. However, the bulls are still making pressure on the trend line. That's everything from me for today. Thank you very much for watching this analysis, and I hope I see you guys next time. Take care and bye bye.